The following is a fictional fan-made story created by Kurapika's Judgment Chain, and contains BXB, or GXG ships. Subscribe if you want, and like the video if you like the video. At an undisclosed liquor store, on Whale Island, around 6 p.m. Kurapika is standing in the wine section, studying a selection of wine to purchase. Suddenly, his spider senses start tingling, which caused him to turn around to catch Chrollo walking towards him. I must admit, I was surprised the first time I seen you drunk. I never thought you would be the type to drink. I wasn't. After a traumatic experience changed my life, I sometimes find myself needing help to numb the pain. Chrollo looked down at the floor, knowing Kurapika is referencing the Phantom Troupe's attack on the Kurta clan. Why are you here? Chrollo stepped closer to Kurapika and reached an arm out towards the shelf behind him, grabbing a bottle of wine. Sometimes I need help numbing the pain too. This selection is nice if you like sweet wine. I didn't just mean this store. Why decide to live on this island? You could have chosen to live anywhere else. I think you already know the answer to that. Damn stalker. I should go check out. Have a good evening. Chrollo began walking towards a cashier when Kurapika called out to him, making Chrollo stop and turn around. You know, my therapist says that my feelings towards you are a sign of self-destructive behavior. Kurapika let out a short bitter laugh. She says I'm punishing myself for being the only survivor. That makes sense. Are you doing anything right now? I don't have anything else planned besides this. Chrollo slightly raised the bottle in his hand. I want to discuss your offer from New Year's Eve. Quick explanation for those who are new here. During my New Year special, Chrollo proposed that him and the Phantom Troupe helped Kurapika track down the Scarlet Eyes, and in my Truth or Death video, Chrollo confessed to having a single Scarlet Eye in his possession that he intends to return to Kurapika. You know what today is, right? Yes. It's the anniversary of your clan's death. I don't know the actual date, so don't fact check me on that. My therapist suggested I try living this day as any other, that it might help me move on. So I'm trying that this year. Why isn't Lirio with you? He's working until 8. What? He should have taken the day off. He wanted to, but I told him to go. I figured him taking the day off wouldn't help with the living today like any other day thing. I see. You said that you want to discuss my offer from New Year's. Maybe we could discuss it over dinner. This isn't something that should be discussed in public. Can we talk about it at your house? My house. Absolutely, but may I ask why my house and not yours? Lirio understandably becomes agitated around you. I didn't want him to see you in our house and possibly interrupt the conversation. All right. After purchasing their selected alcohol, Kurapika followed Chrollo to his house. Cut to Lirio. Lirio arrived home early from work, carrying a large bouquet of flowers. Gon and Kahlua entered the house behind him, each carrying various snacks and board games. Are you sure Kurapika is going to feel up for a game night? He said he wants to live today like any other day, so why not? I think it's a great idea, Lirio. This will be fun. Where is Kurapika anyway? He's probably buying alcohol. Let's text him and let him know to come back. He should be home soon. Let's wait for him to come home and surprise him. Cut back to Chrollo's house around 7 p.m. Kurapika and Chrollo enter through the front door and each took a seat at the dining room table. Before we discuss possible whereabouts of the Scarlet Eyes, I want you to make arrangements to have the eye in your possession delivered to me. Absolutely, I'll do that now. Chrollo took his cell phone from his pocket and sent a quick text before putting his phone away. It should arrive in about 1 hour. Where have you been keeping it? In a vault. Where is this vault? Actually, never mind, I don't need to know. Now, let's discuss locations. I have a 99% certainty that a genuine pair of Scarlet Eyes will be sold during the upcoming York New auction this year. I've had someone on the inside examine them, but only you will know if they're real. It's worth looking into. Are there any other leads? I also know of a man who lives in a cottage in the Appalachian Mountains who collects rare body parts. Rumor has it that he owns a single Scarlet Eye. How do you know all of this? Leading one of the most infamous criminal organizations gives me more insight than the most experienced hunters. And, it's my fault this happened in the first place. If I want any hope of rehabilitation, helping to correct my wrongs is the least I can do. It's not my call to say if you can become a good person or not, since I'm not the only person you've hurt. But I forgive you. Huh. That doesn't mean I'll forget, and this doesn't mean I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for myself. Holding on to this grudge isn't doing me any good. I understand, but still, thank you. Kurapika silently looked into Chrollo's eyes for a moment before blinking rapidly and breaking eye contact. Now, about the man in the Appalachian Mountains. We can investigate him while we wait for the York new auction, since it's a month away. Cut to Lirio, around 7:30 p.m. I'm starting to get worried. Kurapika usually calls if he's going to be out for a while. Don't worry, Lirio, there's not much danger on this little island. You forget that a certain Phantom Troupe member lives on this little island. Gonkalua and Lirio each exchanged worried glances in silence. I'm checking his phone's location. Lirio hastily took his cell phone from his pocket and found Kurapika's phone location to be on the island, sighing in relief at the discovery. He's still on the island. Lirio held his phone towards Gon and Kalua, who each examined the screen, their worried expressions returning after reading the location. Lirio. What? That's Chrollo's address. Lirio flipped his phone screen back towards his face, studying the address, then quickly stood up and made his way to the door. Lirio. What are you guys just standing there for? We gotta go save him. Are you sure he's in danger? This is Chrollo's house, of course he's in danger. Kurapika would never willingly go there. Deciding to go on foot, Lirio, Gon and Kalua ran straight to Chrollo's house. Cut to Kurapika, who is still sitting at the dining room table with Chrollo, examining flight information on his phone. May I offer you a glass of wine? No thank you, I'm not getting drunk around you again. Reference to a previous video. A plane ticket to Appalachia will cost a few thousand American dollars, and it will take about nearly 12 hours to fly there. Once again, don't fact check me. Allow me to cover the expense, I can book as a private jet. I have to decline, I'm swallowing enough of my pride by relying on the very people who stole my people's eyes to retrieve them. I must insist. Besides, flying publicly isn't an option for the other troop members. You guys aren't coming with me, I'm going alone. What? The front door swung open, revealing Lirio, who stomped into the house with Gon and Kalua following close behind. Kurapika, are you here? Lirio's look of rage on his face shifted to confusion as he noticed Kurapika sitting across from Chrollo, seeming to be in no danger. You could have knocked. Well, this is awkward. What's going on, Kurapika, why are you here? I came to discuss something with Chrollo. I thought you were working until 8. I left early. I checked your phone's location after I noticed you were gone for a while. We set up a game night. Gon, let's wait outside. Kalua took Gon's arm and led him outside, away from the unfolding drama. I wish you would have told me you were coming here, it would have saved me some worry. I thought you were kidnapped again. Sorry, I planned to be home before you. Did you plan on telling me you were here with him? Yes, I figured if I told you before coming here, you would insist on tagging along, and you would interrupt the conversation. I wouldn't have. You most certainly would have. Shut up. Such a pleasant partner you have for yourself, Kurapika, telling a man to shut up in his own home. Lirio ignored Chrollo. So what did you come here for? I came here to discuss retrieving the eyes of my clan. What? You told me that you refused to accept help from the likes of him. I did, but I'm getting desperate. I just want to put my people to rest. What about your pride? Kalua poked his head through the door. Kalua, I thought we weren't getting involved. Oops, sorry, continue. Lirio snapped his head towards Chrollo. You know this isn't going to help you reconcile with Kurapika, you know he's just using you for your insight. I know he's using me, he has the right to. After what I did, after everything I did. My life belongs to him. Kurapika stood up from his seat suddenly with an expression on his face mixed with alarm and nausea. Honey, are you okay? I sense something. Hey guys, someone's here. Headlights of a small transport truck pulled into the driveway. The driver is revealed as Shizuku exited the vehicle and silently opened the truck's trailer doors, from which the other troop members exited. Hey Gon, long time no see. Why are they here? We're under attack. Lirio instinctively shielded Kurapika with his body. It's okay, Lirio, they're here to deliver something to me. Chrollo, did you really need the entire Phantom Troupe to make this delivery? I agree with the chain user, for once. Why did I have to drop everything I'm doing for him? Oh, suck it up. Maki shoulder checked Shalnark as she walked past him, carrying a box which she handed to Chrollo. Thank you, you're all dismissed. Now hang on, I want to see if this eye is the real deal or not. Nobunaga, it's alright. Wait, are you saying that in the box is? Only Kurapika can tell for sure. Chrollo handed the box to Kurapika, who still looked sick and terrified. This could explain the horrible feeling that just came over me. Kurapika slowly unclipped the metal fastenings around the box and lifted the lid. He removed a small white sheet to expose a sealed glass cylindrical container that held an unidentified clear liquid, and a single eye floating in its center which glowed red. Everyone watched in silence as Kurapika picked up the container and examined it. His eyes turned scarlet as he dropped to his knees, still holding the container. It's real. Ha, I called it. Phaeton, you owe me $20. Whatever, I'll be waiting in the car. Phaeton left as everyone else continued to stare at Kurapika, who is still entranced with the scarlet eye. Kurapika, how are you feeling? Lirio knelt down next to Kurapika and placed a hand on his shoulder. All these years, I searched for them, and now I finally have one in my hands. Chrollo, I won't thank you, but just know that this means a lot to me. I'm glad I could be of use. It's your fault this happened in the first place. Think about it this way, if we never killed Kurapika's people, you never would have met each other. What the hell is wrong with you? Lirio stood up to punch Nobunaga, but was stopped by Kurapika holding his shirt sleeve. Lirio, don't. Hey chain user, can you tell whose eye that belonged to, or did you not know every person who has scarlet eyes? Kurapika stood up and left through the front door with Gon and Kahlua awkwardly following behind. Lirio shot each Phantom Troupe member a hateful glare before leaving as well. Why'd he leave? Did we say something wrong? Back at the Liopika home, around 8 p.m. Kurapika sat on the living room sofa, still entranced by the container, his face now emotionless as his eyes continued to match the glow of the scarlet eye. Gon, Kahlua and Lirio each stood around looking uncomfortable, waiting for Kurapika to speak. So Kurapika, we should make preparations to bury the eye at your village. No, I've changed my mind. Huh. Kurapika stood up with the scarlet eye still in hand and made his way to the backyard. Gon, Kahlua and Lirio followed closely behind. Once outside, Kurapika used his free hand to drag a small metal fireplace used for backyard bonfires, and began filling it with wood. Kurapika, what are you doing? I'm going to burn it. What? But this is the eye of your people. I know what you're thinking, Kurapika, and I agree with your decision. Lirio and Gon turned their head towards Kahlua, expecting an explanation. If someone found out that scarlet eyes are buried in the Kurta village, it will attract grave robbers. Oh. Kurapika, are you sure this is what you want? No, this isn't what I want. But this guarantees that no one will be able to steal the eye again to put on display. I will gather the ashes and spread them across the village. Kahlua, would you light the fire for me please? Of course. Kahlua used his electricity to spark the fire. Kurapika then crushed the cylindrical glass container with his hand, releasing a chemical smell from the unidentified liquid, and mildly cutting his hand in the process. After staring at the eye for a moment, he tossed it into the fire as everyone else looked on in silence. Almost an hour of silence had passed before the small fire started to die down. Once the last amber went dark, Kurapika dropped to his knees again and finally began to cry quietly. Lirio, Gon and Kahlua each comforted him in a gentle group hug. Do you have anything to put the ashes in? No, I didn't think that far. I know what we can use, stay here. Lirio got up and quickly ran into the house, returning a minute later with a brown paper shopping bag and a small cardboard box. It's nothing fancy, but it should be good enough until we get a proper urn. Thank you. Let me put the ashes in the bag. Lirio, tend to the cut on his hand. Lirio took Kurapika into the house to tend to his injury as Gon held open the bag for Kahlua to scoop the ashes into it. After collecting the ashes, Gon and Kahlua joined Lirio and Kurapika inside, taking a seat on the sofa and setting the box that contained the ashes on the coffee table where various snacks and board games sat untouched. How are you feeling, Kurapika? I don't know what to feel right now. I think I'm tired. Do you want to go to bed now? You should eat something first. I'm not hungry. I never thanked you guys for organizing this game night. Sorry we didn't get to enjoy it. Don't worry about it, we can try it again another night. I'm going to try to sleep now. Good night, everyone. Alright, good night. Gon leaned over Kurapika and gave him a quick hug before exiting with Kahlua, leaving Lirio and Kurapika alone. Kurapika brought the box of ashes to the bedroom him and Lirio share, setting it down on the nightstand and fell asleep while clinging to Lirio. The following morning, around 7 a.m., Kurapika woke up alone in bed to the smell of something deep frying. Good morning. Lirio entered the room with a tray holding coffee, and a plate of eggs and tater tots. I hope you're hungry. I am. Kurapika stretched his arms out as Lirio set the tray on his lap and sat on the end of the bed. How are you feeling? I'm surprisingly okay. Even better now with tater tots. I'm glad. I knew something would have been seriously wrong with you if you weren't in the mood for tots. So, your discussion with Chrollo. Did you figure anything out? Yes, I'll be visiting York New for the auction again. There's a possible pair of Scarlet Eyes being sold. In the meantime, I'll be looking into a man who lives in the Appalachian Mountains. He's a collector of rare body parts who could own a single eye. Alright, when are we leaving? About that. Oh, absolutely not. Lirio. You're not going on your own. You know me too well. I promise I won't get in your way, but I'm coming with you. Lirio, you're the only doctor with proper medical training on this island, the people here need you. Speaking of that, aren't you supposed to be at work right now? Lirio glanced down at his watch and sighed. Yes, I told them I would come in later. Go. Are you sure? I'll be fine. Alright. I'll be home at 9 tonight, just don't do anything drastic. I won't. Lirio gave Kurapika a quick kiss on his lips before leaving. Kurapika's smile faded after he heard the front door closing. Kurapika quickly stood from the bed, breakfast half eaten, and quickly packed a small travel bag before leaving on foot towards the airport. Yes, Whale Island has an airport now in my stories, this is fan fiction after all. Once arriving at the airport, around 8 a.m., Kurapika booked the necessary flights that will take him to the Appalachian Mountains. Once seated, his attention is drawn to a familiar voice calling his name. Kurapika, what the heck are you thinking? Gon ran up to Kurapika with Kahlua walking casually behind him. Lirio texted you guys, didn't he? Yep, he knew you would do something stupid. My flight is leaving soon, and I'm going to be on that plane. You haven't had enough time to properly plan this out, please, come back with us. You're not going to stop me. I'm not here to bring you back. Huh. If this is something you feel you need to do on your own, then go ahead. Kahlua. But if anything goes wrong, send us your location, I'll have Aluka teleport all of us to you. Thank you. But Gon, let's go. Fine. Just please be careful, Kurapika. I will. The small plane held 20 passengers at a time with seats in rows of 2 on each side of the aisle. Kurapika took his aisle seat and leaned back in his chair attempting to relax when a hooded man slid past him, taking the window seat. Hello, Cherry Eyes. Seriously. Out of all the seats on this plane, we happen to be seated together. Don't bother to attempt to make this look like a coincidence, you told me it's dangerous for you to fly publicly. Well, I couldn't just let you go by yourself, the other troop members are flying privately. Oh great, I get to see them too. Would you like the window seat? No thank you. Kurapika stared straight ahead, trying to remain calm and ignore Chrollo. He's suddenly startled by Chrollo putting an arm around his shoulder. Don't touch me. Chrollo ignored Kurapika's demand and pulled him closer to whisper in his ear. I heard you decided to burn the eye I returned to you. You mean you were following me and watched me burn the eye? Well, damn stalker. Kurapika smacked Chrollo's arm away. Yes, I decided that destroying the eyes would be the best way to ensure they're not disturbed once laid to rest. I see, that's a good idea. Time jumped to around 1 a.m. Throughout the various flights, Chrollo made a few rejected passes towards Kurapika, who slept through most of their time in the air. Once they finally arrived to an undisclosed town in Appalachia, they each checked into their own room in a small motel for the night. The rest of the troupe members are already waiting in another hotel. I'll have them bring a vehicle on your command. Don't you want to sleep? Yes, but I know you're just going to go straight there. Am I really that predictable? Well, don't answer that. I understand why you're following me, but why are the other spiders tagging along? To put it bluntly, they're bored. But don't worry, we can still spend some time alone together. Just get a car ready. While Chrollo made the arrangements, Kurapika checked his phone, which was on airplane mode for the entire day. His phone was bombarded with texts and missed calls from Lirio. Thinking to himself, I better call him. Kurapika did just that. Lirio picked up on the first ring. Kurapika, I've been trying to reach you all day, are you okay? Yes, I arrived in Appalachia not too long ago. Listen, I'm sorry I didn't tell you I was leaving. I don't care about that. I already knew you were going to take off. I'm just glad you're okay. Don't worry, Lirio, I'll take good care of our buttercup. Chrollo purposefully spoke loud enough for Lirio to hear him. Who's that with you? So don't tell me you brought that psychopath with you. I didn't, he followed me. Stay where you are, I'm coming over right now. That still leaves us plenty of time. Kurapika snapped his head towards Chrollo. Shut up. Listen, Lirio, I should be back tomorrow, just trust me, okay? I trust you, it's him I'm worried about. Headlights of 3 vehicles outside caught Kurapika's attention. A quick glance out the window revealed the Phantom Troupe walking towards the motel room door. I got to go, the other spiders are here, we're going to the cabin now. What? The entire Phantom Troupe is there. I can't explain right now, I have to go. I love you. Kurapika hung up the phone without waiting for Lirio's response. Seconds later, the troupe members entered the room. Yo. Did you just confess your love to the boss? Hell no, I was talking on the phone to my boyfriend. Aren't you going to thank us for coming? Why would I? You're here because you're bored. Stop bickering, let's just go already. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's in this cabin. I call dibs on anything with scales. Time jumped to the mountains. Around 3 a.m., after dividing into separate cars, everyone drove to the cabin in question. Once arriving, they are greeted by a large open iron gate that enclosed the unlit property. After parking on the road, everyone made their way to the cabin. The gate was open, and there's no lights on. Something doesn't feel right. A faint sound of a twig snapping caught the group's attention, followed by the sound of something running in the darkness. Looks like we got company. It could just be an animal. Maybe it's one of those skinwalkers. We should check it out, just to be sure. I'll go, Finks, you come with me. Okay, you guys better not hog all of the cool stuff, if there's any. Bonalenev and Finks left to investigate the noise and clear the property of any people lurking around while everyone else made their way to the front door. The front door was found to be kicked down and the stench of blood filled the dark house. Using a flashlight, Kurapika scanned the room, catching glimpses of broken, knocked-over furniture surrounded by glass and blood scattered across the room. What the hell happened here? Someone died, that's what happened. More like someone got killed. Aw man, someone got here before we did. Silence. Kurapika continued to scan the house with his flashlight, discovering a dead body of a man, the cause of death apparent by a gaping hole where his heart should be. Well, we found the source of the blood. The blood hasn't dried around the wound, this happened not too long ago. The sound of someone moaning in pain caused everyone to run back to the front door where they saw Bonalenev carrying an injured Finks under his arm. Damn, what happened? We got an Nen-user lurking around the lot. The little shit shot me. Had some kind of arrow made of Nen. What did they look like? Couldn't tell, they were wearing a black cloak with the hood up, but I'm pretty sure they wore an eye patch. They shot at me too, but the arrow went through one of my holes. For those who don't know, Bonalenev has many holes in his body, it was explained in the anime. That explains the hole in the dead body. God damn, this hurts. Maki took a look at Fink's injury. You'll live, the arrow didn't hit anything important. This was a bust, let's get out of here. But the eye. The killer probably took anything of value, including the eye. Yeah, you're right. Chrollo gently put a hand on Kurapika's shoulder. Don't worry, we'll keep searching for the others. Okay. Everyone was making their way back to the cars when someone opened fire on the group, shooting what seemed to be hundreds of arrows made of Nen. What the hell? There must be more than one shooter. The group quickened their pace as arrows continued to rain down upon them. Chrollo held his arm over Kurapika's head in attempt to shield him from arrows. Everyone but Chrollo, Kurapika and Shalnark suffered minor injuries that varied to cuts from arrows grazing their body, to receiving non-lethal shots to the arms and legs. Once reaching the cars, they drive back to the motel and gathered in Chrollo's room where Maki treated everyone's injuries. What the hell was that? Shalnark turned his attention towards Kurapika, grabbing him by his shirt collar. Did you set this up? Shalnark. No, I didn't even know you guys would be here. Kurapika pushed Shalnark off of him. But I am curious of why we're the only three who didn't take any arrows. Now that you mention it, I could have sworn I got shot, but the arrow didn't break my skin. It's probably a condition set on their Nen ability. Whatever the condition was, it means you three can't be harmed by the archer's arrows. Interesting. Now I really wanna know who the shooters were. You guys figure that out on your own, I'm going to sleep now. Short time jump later, around 4:30 a.m., Kurapika left the bathroom in his pajamas and a towel wrapped around his head after taking a much-needed shower when he heard a faint knock on his door. Opening it, he seen Chrollo on the other side. Oh good, you're still awake. May I come in? Sure, but make it quick, I'm about to go to sleep. Chrollo took a seat next to Kurapika who sat on his motel room bed drying his hair. I have the troupe looking into what they can find on the archer that attacked us tonight. If they have any connection to the Scarlet Eyes, I'll be sure to let you know. Okay. Chrollo sat in silence for a moment, staring at the floor. What else do you have to say? I want to sleep. I wanted to thank you for allowing me to work with you today. It's not like I had much of a choice. I know, but still. I just feel like we're a bit closer, that's all. Whatever, good night. And thank you for shielding me during the archer attack. Chrollo gave Kurapika a quick kiss on his cheek before exiting the room, leaving Kurapika flustered. Cut back to Whale Island. I don't care to make up a time right now. Unable to sleep, Kurapika took a 6 a.m. flight back home where Lirio, Gon, Kalua and Aluka waited to greet him with a group hug. Welcome home, Kurapika. Thank you. Did you find an eye? Kalua. No, we ended up under attack. What? Did you get hurt? No, but most of the spiders received some small injuries. It was kind of refreshing to see them panic for once. I'll tell you all about it after a strong cup of coffee. Cut to the Leopika house. Kurapika explained the events that unfolded in the Appalachian Mountains. Multiple Nen users, huh? I thought that too, but it wouldn't make sense for multiple people to have the exact same Nen ability. It has to be one archer. I wonder what the condition was that made you Chrollo and Shalnark immune to the arrows. I'm just glad you're not hurt. That freak, Chrollo, didn't try anything with you, did he? Nothing that I couldn't handle. So, did anything interesting happen while I was away? Yeah, a boat transporting some fishermen and their wives stopped on the island for the night. One of the women ended up going into labor, and Lirio delivered the baby. Really? It was nothing. Kurapika held Lirio's hand. I told you the island needs you. Cut to around 11 p.m. Kurapika, feeling a bit jet-lagged, is in the kitchen making himself a cup of tea when he suddenly gets the feeling that he's being watched. Assuming it's Chrollo stalking him again, he walks outside and stood by his front door. I know someone is here, show yourself. Kurapika turned on the porch light and scanned the dark landscape. Chrollo, if that's you, I swear I'll kill you. Why haven't you already? A voice from a few feet to Kurapika's left startled him. Turning towards the noise, Kurapika finds a short figure wearing a dark cloak that helped them blend into the night. Noticing their eye patch, he quickly connected the dots. You're the archer. Answer my question, why haven't you killed the Phantom Troupe leader? You're of the Kurta clan, are you not? Why did you seem to be working with them? I wasn't working with them. Who are you? How do you know where I'm from? After removing her cloak, the archer is revealed to be a young girl, appearing to be about 15 years old. She wore a white G, and an eye patch over her left eye while the exposed eye glowed a vibrant scarlet. Kurapika nearly fell to his knees at the sight of another living human with such color eyes. My name is Dakota. Or at least that's the name my foster mother gave me. You're just like me. It seems I am. Please, come inside. All right. Dakota entered the home with caution, taking a seat at Kurapika's dining room table. Can I offer you a cup of tea? No thank you. I have so many questions. I thought I was the only survivor. I thought I was too, until I saw you at my foster house. Once I noticed the spiders were there, I opened fire, that's when I saw your eyes glow. Wait, your foster home, so the property in the Appalachian Mountains was. That's where I grew up, kind of. I have no memory of my life before the Phantom Troupe's attack on our village, I don't even remember my birth name. The man in the cabin, was he related to you? I guess you could say that, he was my foster father, and a hunter. He taught me about Nen, and the little-known history of the Scarlet Eye people. The day you guys showed up happened to be my 15th birthday. Well, that's the birthday my foster parents decided to give me because that's the day they found me. To celebrate, my foster father decided it was a good idea to show me his collection of rare body parts he kept locked in the basement. In that basement was various preserved body parts, including a single eye of Kurta. He really had one in his possession. He did. That was also the night I learned the real reason he kept me around. He revealed to me that as the sole survivor of the Kurta clan, it is my duty to reproduce so that our people didn't die out. That's when I killed him. You killed him. Trust me, he wasn't exactly father of the year. When I seen the Scarlet Eye in his possession, like some kind of trophy, and then he said something so disgusting to me, I snapped. I'm so sorry that happened to you. So, your eye, did he? No, he didn't take it. I lost it during the Phantom Troupe attack, along with all of my memories. I burned the eye he had in his possession, and kept the ashes to spread around our fallen village. Dakota took a small wooden box from her pocket which contained the ashes, and placed it on the table. So you have no memories of life before the attack? No, due to my young age combined with the injury, the first memory I can recall is waking up to my foster father carrying me, and my skull cracked in half. How many Scarlet Eyes have you destroyed? Just this one. You're probably wondering about my Nen ability. Yes, that was my next question. I'm a conjurer. I also learned some emitter abilities. I can materialize a bow that can shoot arrows, both made completely of aura. The attack I used on you guys was something I call Cupid's Rain. You didn't take any hits because of the condition on my ability. Cupid's Rain can only pierce the flesh of someone who feels no love in their heart for another. That's how I'm able to shoot so many arrows at once. I only developed this a few months ago, so I still have a long way to go skill-wise. But when I seen the remaining living Phantom Troupe members all gathered in one place, I just had to try taking at least one of them down. Now back to my question, why were you with them? Have you heard of the chain user? Yes, a Nen user who is said to have single-handedly killed 2 Phantom Troupe members. Kurapika stood up and summoned his chains. That's me. Dakota's serious expression was replaced with amazement. The leader Chrollo has taken a liking to me. I swallowed my pride to accept information from him on the whereabouts of the Kurta Eyes, that's why I ended up at your home. Chrollo followed me because of his infatuation, the other spiders tagged along because of boredom. Why not kill him? I cannot kill Chrollo because of some Nen I placed on him years ago. Really? I thought it was because you care for him. Huh, what made you think that? Cupid's Rain couldn't harm you, you feel love for someone. That's for my boyfriend, who's currently asleep upstairs. I see. I want to work together. Dakota's expression darkened. Not just to put our people to rest, but to also kill the Phantom Troupe. I want to, but can I trust you? To be honest, I'm not sure, it depends on how much our morals align. Well, I trust you enough not to kill me or rob my house while I sleep. You don't seem to have anywhere to go right now, would you like to spend the night here? Dakota thought about her answer for a moment. Alright, thank you. Cut to the following morning. Around 6 a.m., Leorio woke up to get ready for work. Walking into the kitchen, he spotted Dakota in the kitchen helping herself to a bowl of cereal. What the? Who are you? Oh, I guess Kurapika didn't tell you I'm here. This is a bit awkward. My name is Dakota. I'm a child of the Kurta clan. To prove her identity, Dakota changed her eye color to scarlet, leaving Lirio looking stunned. Kurapika came downstairs before Lirio said anything else. Sorry I didn't wake you, Lirio. You were sound asleep. Are you upset? Lirio shook his head slightly to snap himself out of his confused trance. No, I'm not mad at all. Lirio approached Dakota and held his hand out to shake hers, to which she accepted. It's nice to meet you. Turns out that Dakota is the archer I told you about yesterday. She is, but she's so young. Lirio's watch began beeping, signaling him to make his way to work. Darn. I'd love to stay and chat, but I have to get going. Let's talk more when I'm home, okay? All right. Lirio grabbed a protein bar from the nearby cupboard before leaving for work. He seems nice. He is. Oh, and, sorry for eating your food. No, I should have gotten up before you to make you something. So, what's the plan for today? Well, the only other lead I have on possible Scarlet Eyes are at the upcoming York New auction in a few weeks. So how about I introduce you to my friends today? You have friends. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing. After texting the group chat in advance, Kurapika brought Dakota to Mito's house to introduce her to Gon, Kalua, Aluka and Mito. Hi Dakota, I'm Gon, it's nice to meet you. Hello. You're so pretty, how old are you? I'm 15. Oh, you're our age. Sorry, our. Aluka's face shifted to Nanika, who gave Dakota a friendly wave before returning back to Aluka. Oh, Aluka, you're gonna freak the poor girl out. Sorry. So Dakota, how did you meet Kurapika? Well, Dakota gave everyone her life story that I already explained to you a minute ago. You're a Kurta. Yes. The front door suddenly swung open, revealing Hisoka and Bisky who walked into the house. I just read the group chat. Where is this new Nen user? I told you to knock before entering. Noticing Dakota, Bisky happily approached her and shook her hand. Hello dear, it's nice to meet another girl for once. Thank you, you must be my age too. Oh, I like her already. Kalua began laughing hysterically. Dakota, Bisky is an old hag. Really? Don't worry, it's probably harder to tell when you only have one eye. Kalua, I take it that you're the brat of the group. Huh. So Dakota, what's your Nen ability? Leave her alone, Hisoka. A knock on the already open front door turned everyone's attention to Chrollo, who entered the house. Hello everyone. Kurapika, have you been getting my text? I was worried when you left without a word. Spider. Dakota's eyes turned scarlet as she lunged towards Chrollo. Kurapika caught her and held her back before she could attack him. Another Kurta. That's right, asshole, your men did a crappy job of wiping everyone out. Dakota, it's okay, he won't hurt you. You must be the archer from the Appalachian Mountains. Why are you here? I'm just visiting my neighbors. What? Dakota turned her head to Kurapika for answers. Chrollo lives on this island. Damn, he really is stalking you. Don't worry, I mean you no harm, I'm working on rehabilitating myself to be a decent member of society. That's hilarious, a thief and mass murderer wants to integrate back into society. The rest of the Phantom Troupe wish to hunt you down and kill you. I'll call them off, I'll tell them you're off limits. What makes you so sure that they won't take my other eye once they see me? On my command, the troupe won't touch Kurapika, even after he caused the death of 2 members. And they'll do the same for you. They're a mindless cult that blindly follow whatever he says. I see. So Dakota, what is the condition on your Nen ability that makes me immune to your arrows? Why would I tell you that? Sorry, I was just trying to get to know you better. You're lucky that you're needed for your criminal insight to track down the eyes of my people, because I have another ability in practice that could definitely end you and the entire Phantom Troupe. I assume you're coming with us to York New City. Correct. Does this mean you're staying on the island? Yeah, I'll find somewhere to stay. You're staying with me, of course. Huh. I mean, if you want to. I'd like that, thank you. I promise not to be a burden. Life continued on as normal leading up to the York New auction. Dakota got to know everyone better as friends and continued training in combat. Cut to about a month later, with the York New auction a few days away, Kurapika and Dakota arrived at the airport with Gonkalua Aluka and Lirio, who insisted on seeing them off. Make sure you text me updates often, okay? And please be careful. I will. You're really cool, Dakota. Don't die, okay? I'll try my best not to. Aluka gave Dakota a quick hug. After boarding the plane, Dakota sat in the window seat while Kurapika took the aisle seat next to her. Did you have many friends where you lived before? No, I was homeschooled, but my foster parents took in a few children who left once they aged out of the system. You and Aluka seem pretty close. You think so? Listen, Aluka is a bit of an airhead, but she has a good heart. I know where you're going with this, please don't. Why not? My main priority is putting our people to rest. I can't waste time falling in love. Especially when this mission could get both of us killed. Alright. So you and Chrollo. Huh. You two seem too close, considering your history. I don't understand what you mean. Aluka told me everything that happened between you two. You actually slept with him. Yes, that wasn't my proudest moment. It likely cost you a large chunk of your dignity, but I agree with what you did. I probably would have done the same thing given the opportunity. We can use Chrollo's affection towards you to our advantage. How so? Don't worry, I already figured out your plan. After we're finished using him for his insight, you can easily lure him in and kill him. Dakota is under the impression that Kurapika is purposefully making Chrollo love him in order to use him for information, then kill him, which he is not. But I already told you that I cannot kill him because of a Nen dagger that I know, that's why I'll be the one to kill him. Oh, right. Don't stress too much over it right now, let's just focus on retrieving the eyes of our people, then we can kill the spiders. Yeah. The rest of the flight continued in awkward silence. Cut to York New City. Kurapika and Dakota arrived at the airport to find Chrollo wearing a disguise and holding a sign with their names on it. Hello, Cherry Eyes. Quit calling him that, it's a mockery. It's a cute nickname, better than what Lirio calls him, Buttercup. Let's just get to the hotel. Everyone left the airport to find Shizuku waiting for them with a limo. Yo, Chrollo. I know you told me not to spend money on you, but it wouldn't kill you to enjoy the finer things every once in a while. Cut to the hotel. Chrollo took the liberty of booking Kurapika and Dakota their own room in a more luxurious building, knowing that Kurapika had already made his own accommodations. Once arriving, they meet the rest of the Phantom Troupe in one of the hotel rooms. So this is the Archer. I gotta admit, I'm pretty impressed with you, kid. Let me guess, now that you've found another Kurta, you're gonna repopulate your people. Thanks. No, but for your information, you don't need two Kurtas to pass on the Scarlet Eye gene, and I refuse to bring a child into this god-forsaken world. Besides, I'm a lesbian. That makes sense, you do look like a lesbian. Let me guess, you're gay. What makes you think because you look like a twink? Every troop member except for Shalnark erupted into laughter, even Kurapika had to cover his mouth to avoid laughing. I like this kid. Anyway. The auction is tomorrow evening, so we can spend tomorrow morning lounging around if we please. Kurapika, how about we go now? This isn't as simple as the Appalachian Mountains, we should spend the day planning the best way to steal the eyes without causing alarm to others, or death. We already got that planned. I'm going to use my Nen ability to control the guards transporting the eyes. The guards will be instructed to wheel a cart holding the eyes in front of a vent where I'll be waiting to make a copy of them to bring to the auction, taking the real eyes back with me. Won't this arouse suspicion if guards in the camera room catch this? Yes, that's why we have to be in and out in under 3 minutes. We could take our time, but we've been instructed not to hurt anyone. So what will me and Dakota do? You two can just stand around looking pretty. Chrollo glared at Nobunaga. I'm just joking. You two can sense the eyes right, figure out where they are so Shalnark can take over the plan. And what makes you think that we'll just go along with your plan? Because our plan is better than whatever you two come up with, we have more experience in this stuff than you do. Fine, I'm going to my room for the night. See you guys tomorrow. Kurapika left for his room with Dakota leaving shortly after to her own. Warning, mild spice incoming. Cut to a few hours later, around 10 p.m., Kurapika is staring out the window thinking about the conversation he and Dakota had on the plane, when he heard a knock on his room door. Opening the door, He sees Chrollo on the other side, looking disheveled with his bandana falling down over half of his face. Chrollo, why do you look like? Kurapika stopped mid-sentence after smelling alcohol on Chrollo. I was drinking with the troupe. Guess I'm not as immune to alcohol as I once was. Chrollo stumbled into Kurapika's room, who was too stunned by Chrollo's appearance to deny him entry. You shouldn't be this drunk before a serious mission. You really got me wrapped around your finger, you know that. Chrollo. But I don't care. I know you plan to kill me after retrieving the eyes of your people, and I'm fine with that. I already said you have the right to use me however you want, and I meant that. It still kinda hurts though. Kurapika caught Chrollo as he tripped over his own feet due to drunkenness. Hey, kiss me. What? Chrollo shoved Kurapika until his back lay flat against the wall. Using his body weight, he pulled Kurapika down towards the floor and positioned Kurapika on top of him. What the hell has gotten into you? Ignoring Kurapika, Chrollo grabbed his face with both hands and forced a kiss on his lips before receiving a swift punch to the head. This isn't like you, you're better than this. Am I? Chrollo leaned in and kissed Kurapika again. You know without your nen I'm stronger than you. Then either kiss me or kill me. Chrollo leaned in to kiss Kurapika again, but was stopped by Kurapika's hand covering his mouth. I don't want to kill you. Kurapika gasped at his own words, surprised by the truth in them. What? Kurapika leaned his head down, refusing to look at Chrollo's face, and gripped his shirt sleeves. I don't want to kill you. To be honest, I can't remember the last time I genuinely wanted you to die. While I am using you for information, I had no intention of ending your life, or setting you up to be killed. Do you really mean that? Yes. Chrollo held Kurapika's face and kissed him again, this time with a slow and gentle touch. I love you. I still choose Lirio. I'm always going to choose Lirio, you know that, don't you? Chrollo wrapped his arms around Kurapika's torso, pulling him closer, and laid his head on Kurapika's shoulder. I know that. You should go to sleep now, I don't want you to be hungover tomorrow. After a minute of silence, Kurapika nudged Chrollo to find that he fell asleep. Whispering, I didn't mean sleep at this exact moment. Kurapika studied Chrollo's sleeping face for a moment before leaning his head on Chrollo and falling asleep. Cut to the following morning, around 7 a.m., Kurapika woke up in his hotel bed to Chrollo's arms around him. Realizing the implications of the situation, Kurapika shook Chrollo awake. Chrollo, get up. Oh, good morning. When did you bring me to bed? Shortly after you fell asleep. Kurapika glared at Chrollo. I couldn't just let you sleep on the floor. Shortly after I fell asleep, huh? Yes. So you admit that you were pretending to be asleep on me last night? Well. Chrollo's expression concluded Kurapika's suspicion to be correct. Whatever. Just go, I don't want anyone catching us in the room together. What? Nothing happened. Yet. Chrollo reached over and slid his hand up Kurapika's thigh, then was slapped in the face. Get out. After standing up, Kurapika pushed Chrollo as he slowly walked towards the door, continuing to tease Kurapika as he left. Once the room door was opened, they came face to face with Dakota, who was just about to knock on the door. Hello. Good morning. I'll be on my way then. Chrollo walked away while Dakota and Kurapika stared at each other in awkward silence. He's already in love with you to the point he'll do whatever you say, you don't have to keep sleeping with him. Nothing happened. Anyway, are we really just going to go along with the spider's plan? I don't like it as much as you do, but yes, it's a good plan. They're good at this stuff, and I trust Chrollo not to betray me. Cut to the auction site. Around 6 p.m., items being auctioned have begun being transported in, hidden in separate bushes. Kurapika and Dakota stalked different fire exits where the goods are being brought into the building, scanning each package for Scarlet Eyes. I got eyes on them. Dakota spoke over an earpiece everyone wore to communicate. Was the pun intended? Could you please just focus on the mission? Shalnark rolled his eyes before using his Nen ability to control the two guards transporting the eyes. Sitting in a nearby tree, Shalnark used his device that resembled a video game to have the two men place the eyes on a clothed trolley where they rolled it in front of a vent that Kurapika waited in, having one of the men act as if he's tying his shoe to avoid suspicion. Kurta used his Nen ability to make a copy of the Scarlet Eyes to replace the ones on the trolley and made his way through the vent which led him outside. Kurta hopped into a small car driven by Phaeton with Kurapika, Dakota and Shalnark waiting in the back seat. As soon as Kurta entered the car, they began driving off. Do you have the eyes? Obviously, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. That was almost too easy. Yeah, we work pretty well together. Never say that again. So, are these eyes the real deal? Yes. Sweet. You guys are making me sick. While driving to their meetup spot, they end up in a lineup of cars waiting to be searched by police. Huh, looks like we got company. I guess they've bumped up security since the last time we were here. Should we kill them? Dakota, no. But they're probably going to search the car, they'll find the eyes. Killing them would only cause more cops to gather around us. We can just get out of the car and run away on foot. We could, but I'm kinda enjoying the added challenge of not being allowed to kill anyone during a mission. Besides, I don't run away. Yeah, now that you mention it, killing really made everything too easy. It's refreshing to have a challenge every now and then. So what do you suppose we do? Shalnark took off his suit jacket and handed it to Dakota. Wrap up the box with this jacket and put it under your shirt, make it look like you're pregnant. Seriously. What if they pat us down? Fine, I guess we'll pull over and run. Phaeton stopped the car for everyone to get out and start running, which attracted the attention of a few police officers who began to chase them. After chasing the group for a moment, the cops drew their firearms and began shooting at the group. Well, now we have to start fighting back. Let me handle this. Dakota abruptly stopped running to summon her bow. She pulled an invisible arrow back on the bow's string, releasing it into the sky as the arrow appeared and multiplied into what looked to be hundreds before raining down on the officers following them. The others stopped running for a moment to watch the oddly spectacular show before taking off again. Dakota, I said no killing people. Relax, I used Cupid's rain. Those cops should be fine if they love someone. Almost everyone has someone they love. Almost everyone. Dakota shot a quick glare at Phaeton and Kurta. Is that how your Nen ability works? You can't hurt someone who has someone they love. That's only how Cupid's rain works, so I can fire many arrows at once. Be sure that I can still kill anyone if needed be. Cupid's rain, that's a childish name. I am 15 after all. So, who do you love, Shalnark? Huh. You didn't get shot that time in the Appalachian Mountains, you have someone you love. It doesn't matter, he's dead now. Shalnark glared at Kurapika. Cut to the meet-up spot. Around 7 p.m., the group arrived at an abandoned apartment building to join the others who were sitting around looking bored. Kurapika, are you okay? What took you guys so long? I'm fine, and I got the eyes. We're fine too, thanks for asking. We ran into a slight delay and had to flee on foot. You didn't kill anyone. I don't think I did. You guys should have been there. This kid's arrows are pretty interesting. Kurapika, we have what we need, let's go. I just complimented you, aren't you gonna thank me? Dakota turned on her heel and left the building. Kurapika was about to turn around and leave too when Chrollo held his hand to stop him. You're leaving already? Yeah, but I'll see you back on Whale Island. Kurapika began walking away, turning around to give Chrollo a quick smile before exiting through the door. That was boring. Cut to the Leopika house. Kurapika, Dakota, Lirio, Gon, Kalua and Aluka are gathered in the living room as Kurapika and Dakota tell them about their time in York New City. So it wasn't all for nothing. Kalua. What? We should make arrangements to scatter the ashes around your village. No, we should wait until we have all of them. I want to lay everyone to rest together. Lirio held Kurapika's hand. I'm glad you're home. That freak, Chrollo, didn't try anything with you, did he? I had to hit him a few times, but it wasn't anything I couldn't handle. So Dakota, how long are you staying? If it's alright with Kurapika and Lirio, I'll stay until every Scarlet Eye is recovered. Of course you can stay, you're our friend now. Thank you. What about after that? I'm not sure. I guess we'll see what the future holds. This will be so much fun, we can have sleepovers all the time. Hint at a future video. I'd like that. Hope you enjoyed the video.